Kia ora and welcome to another episode of Rural New Zealand. I'm your host, Scotty Bamford. Join me on this week's episode as we bring you the best bits of Season 3. First up, everything south of Rakaia. How's the comp going today?
Not too bad. I was expecting it to be a bit colder here. But no, we're going alright.
You tracking alright for finishing on time?
But these things aren't designed to be finished, eh?
Yeah.
It's all about go flat out and hope that it works out.
And you guys all dressed up warm with your onesies?
Yeah, we do. We've got a bit of a theme going on. So you've got a dress and a onesie that represents the first letter of your first name. So I'm Chelsea and this is a Cookie Monster.
Oh, nailed it.
So you can imagine you go around.
Well, there's plenty of us here, so
yeah, absolutely.
you're going to have a good weekend?
Oh, you know it.
So James, representing Tasman, how's the competition going so far, bro?
Difficult, Scotty. Yeah, it's they've given us a lot to get through in a short amount of time. The only good thing is it makes it go really fast.
Are you tracking pretty well to finish everything?
I don't know. I'd be very surprised if I could, but we'll just see how we go.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone's stressing like hell at the moment.
This is your second
Because I know second go at it.
How does this one compare to last year?
A little bit less traumatic, but still tough because they try to trip you up with so many different things.
Yeah.
I think the second goes a little bit easier in some ways, but then again not, because there's a bit more pressure on because it's last chance.
How's it been for the last 12 months being the grand champion?
It's pretty awesome, eh? Like I said numerous times, it's a dream come true to win it. And then, there's all sorts of different things that you get to do with it, but it's amazing the people you meet. Like I had to meet Scotty Bamford from Canterbury too. It's a pretty big guy to meet.
What's been the most challenging thing so far?
Everything's just full on, absolutely full on. The technical detail and stuff you need to know is just. Whew.
So, is it anything what you expected?
Yep. Yep, probably a little bit harder.
Carfield's got involved with the 2015 world record grain harvest.
But leading up to it, there was quite a number of years planning went into it. It just doesn't happen overnight. It basically starts with our cultivation techniques, what we do with our residues, and then the previous years to that, we were getting quite substantial yields with that variety of 776. So that's when we decided we'd have a look and see if we can. Well, if there was a barley record, there was. So that's when we decided we were going to have a go with it. But there's a lot in it. It's just not a matter of just going out and picking a paddock and going for it. You've got to follow guidelines. And you've also got to strike the right year to do the attempt. Sort of leading all into it, and then selecting the variety that we used, the 776, from the exclusive grain group and Canterbury Seeds in those days, now Carfields, and then getting other people on board to advise us with our agronomy, specialists in every field relating to the growing of the crop, right through to the harvesting equipment at the end of it all. Getting all that together, and the perfect season we got there. We're coming up for the European harvest. What's happening over there, I'm not too sure. But I guess I would say within a year or two here in New Zealand, there'll be other people or other farmers will have a crack at the attempt the record. With what we've learnt from the record, we're now trying to increase our yields on our commercial crop, and I think we are on a rising plane with our yields there. That I feel within a year or two, that even our commercial crop, plus the new agronomy techniques, new breed varieties coming through, I think that our record will be quite easily broken. Our record was 13.8 tonne. I can see within 5 years that 14.5, 15 tonne is quite achievable within our barleys.
Everyone loves footage of tractors boosting around a paddock, so here you go.
can sell something, but backing it up so a whole lot harder and selling the second machine to a customer, and it's really important. And one of the car field's values is service second to none, and for us it's really, really important. And to the founder, he's always known what it's like to be a customer as well as the person on the other side. So we open 7 days a week during the harvest month, so October through to the end of March. We operate 7 days a week. Saturday, Sunday is a normal day like it is for our customers. So incredibly important to us and to our staff that we deliver to our customers' needs. And weather when you're contracting and farming doesn't always go to plan, so often the weekends are busy, and it's important that our customers can get parts when they need them, get our staff, and not be charged call-out fees just because the weather's gone bad or things haven't gone quite to plan, because that's farming.
We were lucky enough in the winter months to fly to Dunedin, where we caught up with the Peters family on their farm. Between the whole family, they run quite the farming operation.
In total, we've got 6 properties in Otago and 1 in Southland, and we're running 62,000 stock units down here, or a little bit better, around about there, about 60 plus. Both the boys are on close to 12,000 stock unit properties. This one here is a 12, and we have another one at Middlemarch, and then we have a couple of smaller ones.
Having the next generation working side by side must be a great feeling.
They're probably better farmers than what we are, really. They're doing really well. It's great.
They do challenge us, but it's good. It's healthy. It's going ahead. It's very healthy. But they've got a big challenge to follow my footsteps.
As a family, we get on pretty good yet. We work pretty well as a team. We sort of all got the same focus on what we're breeding and trying to do. And meat and wool and beef. So just trying to make our product the best as we can. So
We bought a small business that was based around Moa Flat, and Trevor Peters' farm came with that particular business, and obviously we were very keen to have that within our current business because of my relationship with Trevor years ago. So it's really good work for us, gives us a summer run we never used to have in Central Otago, and he looks after us really well, and that he's a hard taskmaster. I think he has to be. If you're a stud breeder, you sort of have to keep your finger on the pulse, and he's got expectations, and we're expected to meet those. So, but it's all good. He's very fair about it.
This next generation, and I'm sure the following one will carry on. I hope that things do improve a wee bit, because we have had some bad years in farming, and it's not always nice crawling on the bank manager's door and saying, well, I have to have this at the moment to float for another wee while, and then all of a sudden things start to roll away again. But that is farming, and anybody can't say any different. That is farming. We trade with $1, and we've got to live with it.
It's amazing who you get to meet in this job. Alrighty, stay tuned on Rural New Zealand, because after the break we're checking out the middle bit, mid-Canterbury. Welcome back to Rural New Zealand. Now, some say mid-Canterbury is the hub of Canterbury, but I personally wouldn't, but here's some best bits. When you're out and about filming, sometimes you hear some pretty crazy stories. Now this next one is definitely one of them. After a tip-off about a mythical unicorn spotted on the Canterbury Plains, I tracked the beast to Rolleston and stalked out a place. After a long wait, I was ready to give up, but then... However, it wasn't quite what I expected. A uni sheep? Yep, that's right, a horny sheep. I had to get to the bottom of this. Was it real, or were they trying to pull the wool over my eyes?
Wife Julie there found it while we're scanning one day. It's a Perindale. Yeah, come from the west coast there last year.
That really sums up everything, doesn't it?
It didn't come wearing gumboots though.
The condition is known as cutaneous horn, an unusual skin tumour, but are often benign.
Our drafter talked to him the other day, and he said that he's seen 2 in his lifetime, so it's not totally rare, but it's not that common really either. It's just like a hard bit of horn that's grown in the wrong place. Well, we'll mark it and just check on it, especially during lambing time, just to see. It's meant to have twins, and just to see what they turn out like, I guess.
More horny sheep.
Some horny sheep, you never know.
You'll be pleased to know that the twins are likely to be unaffected by this. Oh, I believe that the sheep could even attain Shrek status and go worldwide. What do you think about that?
I think that's a great idea, because Shrek's passed away, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's long gone now. So.
Yes. So we could have the new variety.
So how's your life going as a superstar?
It could actually even go on the new flag.
Well, that's it.
It's better than a laser shooting kiwi.
We got a good yarn to bar about in the pub, so we figured it was only right to release the rare Canterbury uni sheep to live the only way uni sheep should. Wild and free-ish in a paddock. As you guys know out there in TV land, you know that I'm a massive horse fan. Shame that I struggle to get on top of them. And what have we got installed for our trek today?
I'm going to take you down to the beach. It's going to be low tide, so it'll be good to show you the tilt. Hopefully we can get you tilting and see what you think.
Right. Oh man, I can help you get up. Whoa. So this horse riding, do you do it all year round?
Yes, I do. It's a little bit quieter in winter, but it actually, it's constantly, building. I guess the word of mouth is happening.
Yeah.
And I do have a lot of local people, not just tourists. So in winter it's mainly locals.
They say you need a small hook to catch whitebait, but I went down to the Waimak River where I set to prove the fishermen wrong. It was a sunny Canterbury morning, so I thought I'd head down to the mouth of the Waimak River to check out a classic Kiwi pastime, whitebaiting, and hopefully score myself a feed. So what kind of whitebait are you guys catching?
We're after kahawai.
Oh, kahawai, so not whitebait?
No.
Oh, so what do you love about catching whitebait? Maybe I'd have better luck with the ladies. Are you showing the boys how to whitebait?
Oh, nearly every day we have to teach them.
Now I was beginning to think that I never learned the fine art of catching whitebait. But then I came across a local veteran who's been coming down to the river mouth for years on end.
I go back to war days, Second World War.
Yeah.
And I used to come here with my mother. And he used to fish the other side, and he used to go to the Ashley. There used to be the guy about the pollution, but there used to be the Belfast freezing work stuff used to come down, and you'd see bits of sheep and stuff here. And then the woolen mills, all the stuff used to come down, and further up, the whitebait used to change to the colour of the dye of the wool.
Oh, yes.
So they talk about the pollution now, but there was pollution years ago.
Yeah. Do you reckon that influenced the flavour of the whitebait?
Well, I don't know, but the best fishing and the best whitebait is always down at the mouth.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Seawater, very clear. The water's very clear today.
Yeah. How's this year's harvest shaping up to previous 70 years?
It's not as good as last year. Last year was a very good year earlier on. There was a lot of other bigger fish chasing the smaller fish, the kahawai and everything.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, but it's like any fishing, you've got to be here on the day.
Yeah. All right, this is my first whitebait paddy ever. I'm a little bit scared. Here we go. This is really good. Well done. Yeah. So after I've conducted all my research, I think I'll leave it to the whitebaiting professionals. The Hororata Highland Games is another event enjoyed by over 10,000 people. As I went along to the training day a few months ago, I thought I'd catch up with the amateurs and pros who had entered.
Obviously you came to the training day. How does the actual day compare?
Oh, a bit more pressure going on, a bit of competition around the place. It's great, and it's good to see the crowd out.
I mean, it's early days, but what do you reckon is going to be the most challenging thing today?
It's getting that caber up and then throwing it properly. That's the big challenge. The others have their moments, but that's the hard one.
It was blood, sweat and tears in the tug of war. I got some tips and tricks from the man who was front and centre.
Yes, I'm emceeing the South Fields Tug of War here. It's at Hororata Games. It's a cracking event actually, and there's a lot of teams in here this year. It's quite exciting.
Yeah. And what do you reckon is the secret to having a good tug?
I think it's your position, and there is a system to it. You know, no surging, just slowly hold, and then put the weight on and go from there. I'd say that's the way it goes. Yeah.
A large crowd had gathered to watch the pie eating competition. The event was taken out by Fiona, who, in the final, wasn't allowed to use her hands.
What's the secret behind eating pie the quickest?
Get the top off and then munch down.
The Kilton Mile was an event I thought I would excel in, but I thought I'd leave it to the crazy people that entered.
Kilton Mile. Oh, now the telling one. Hororata.
And how does that feel, just completing the track and then smashing the pie and winning?
Yeah, it was good. Good lunch break, $7. Not a bad day, really.
Another fantastic day had by all. All right, stay tuned on Rural New Zealand because after the break we're heading north of the Waimak River. Welcome back to your favourite show, Rural New Zealand. Now, as you guys know, I'm from North Canterbury, so way back in April I caught it with two girls who were riding around New Zealand on horseback. Cruising along the inland road from Kaikoura to Hamner Springs, I caught up with two girls who were on horseback.
I'm Kendall, and this is Larissa. We call ourselves horsing around Aotearoa, and we are circumnavigating New Zealand on horseback. We're fundraising for a charity called the Leg Up Trust.
What have been some highlights, I suppose, from your trips?
Meeting all the people.
Yeah.
We meet lots and lots of people every day, and everyone is incredibly nice and generous and
interesting. And some of the places we get to go has been a real highlight for me. Like a lot of farmland that most people never go on or can't get access to. We've been through a few places that no one's usually ever allowed to go, and they've given us special permission.
Yeah.
And quite a lot of secret spots that people just don't know exist. Random little hideaways, little bays on the coast.
Life's a journey, but this is an extended one.
In total, we've done
just over halfway, so
maybe 3,700.
Yeah, about 3,700 now.
We average sort of between 25 and 35 kilometres a day.
Yeah, and we started from Hawke's Bay, so we've come down from Hawke's Bay to Wellington and then crossed over and done almost the whole South Island now.
Yeah.
And then we've still got most of the North Island to go.
Yeah.
When we finish this trip, eventually, it looks like it'll take one more summer to go.
Yeah.
About 6 or 7 months of riding to go. We should be the first people that have ever done the coastline of New Zealand before.
Yeah.
So
we've figured out there's a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to keep things interesting. So.
Yeah. Dare to be different.
To most people, goats are known for eating weeds or tasting great in a curry, but there's so much more to that majestic animal.
Probably about 20 years ago, I used to troll the bicycle exchange for goats and go around and pick up all the old goats that no one else wanted, usually Sanans, and then cross them with a Boer buck, which I got off the government, because they were the only people bring them in those days. And then my intention was to breed a goat that was the same size as a calf. That was my idea. And then that all fell fell away because I had them on my mother's place, who eventually sold them all. So then I started getting into the lures. It's quite interesting that when the broom's in flower, the goats will go in and pick the flowers off the broom, and then shortly after that there must be a sap flow in the broom, and then the goats will go around and bring back the mature broom. As you can see through here, it's opened it up, and also it's killing the broom off. So it's actually quite a good control of it.
So Matthew, you spend all this time farming them, but then you get the business end?
Yes, the only goats I kill on the place are for our own use or for family. But the goat here was last year's kid, so it's coming up probably 10 months old. It was 30 kilos standing, and it's dressed out to be at 16 kilos. Probably a misconception of most goat is that it's a really lean meat with no fat on it, but as you can see in here, there is a considerable amount of fat, still lean, but it's a good carcass. The disappointing thing to me is that when people curry it or spice it up, it's a far nicer meat to just have plain, and it deserves to be eaten as just meat, as you would a lamb. And the test to me is when we have farmers here for tea, and I don't tell them what they're going to have, and we dish up goat. They're surprised more than anything.
Yeah, and they get some astounding views as well.
Oh yes, it's superb, and they probably thrive on the views, Scott, as we all do.
Oh, exactly. I mean, I'd be a happy goat if I was here. So, yeah. Farming is the backbone of New Zealand, but we caught up with Will while he was attempting to tag a calf. From day one, every calf born on the Mania farm will be tagged and have all its information recorded. This new mother didn't like the look of our cameraman.
In there, it's got our scales. We weigh them. This here takes a DNA sample from their heads, and the calf gets some antibiotic spray. The tags are
back with mum, simple as that.
Sorted out. They're not usually that angry. She's an old cow, she was born in 03.
Plenty of experience in this.
Yeah, probably pretty sick of us taking her calves off her in their first day of birth.
People often ask me, Scotty, what did you used to do before television? And I tell them I used to shift the earth for the hearts of many. And are you looking for any staff at the moment? Do you reckon you could chuck me in the truck for a bit?
Yeah, look, Scotty, you don't have a real good track record, eh?
It's true. I think the last time I was in the truck I didn't do well, so I might have to jump in the hot seat and see how we go.
Yeah.
So my first job was to get behind the wheel of a Scania and dump a few loads of shingle down the new track. My second challenge was backing in under the Komatsu digger, and yes, I nailed it. But my next challenge was something I've never driven before. The good old bulldozer. It took me a while to figure it out. Where's the accelerator? Oh, this is easy. Okay, I've got the hang of it now. See as fast as it goes. I'm learning so much. This is great. But then I was away laughing. A natural bulldozer operator like I've been driving it for years on end. So Aaron, how did my dozer driving go?
Well, Scotty, I think that might be more you over there.
Oh, not again. I didn't know if I was being insulted or complimented on my driving, because earlier on he did say that being a laneway rolling technician was the most important job. But either way, I still consider myself to be awesome. Well, that concludes the best bits from Season 3 2016. Certainly hope you enjoyed it. Just remember to give us a like on Facebook, and if you're silly enough to miss an episode, you can always watch it on demand. We'll catch you guys next week as we bring you the Christmas Spectacular. It should be amazing. See you guys then.